The water we use never really goes away. In fact, there never will be any more or any less water on Earth than there is right now. This means that all of the wastewater generated by our homes, schools, businesses, and industry each day eventually returns to the environment to be used again. When wastewater receives inadequate treatment, the community's water resources are negatively impacted. The Clean Water Act of 1972 was executed after 3 catastrophic events. First, the Cuyahoga River in Ohio burst into flames. The river actually caught fire due to so much pollution from chemicals and oil. Then bacteria levels in the Hudson River exceeded 170 times allowable limit for humans to come in contact with the river water. Finally, the worst fish kill in history occurred in Lake Thonotosassa, Florida, killing 26 million fish. Much of this pollution was generated from point sources, like industry and publicly owned treatment works. Non-point is a type of pollution generated by many human activities. Today, wastewater treatment facilities follow strict monitoring and testing protocols to meet state and federal water quality standards. The President Street Water Reclamation Facility mimics the natural assimilation of pollution that occurs in all healthy rivers. This facility simply speeds it up into a 4-hour process that would naturally take days or weeks. Before it is returned to the environment, the water treated at the city's facility is cleaner than the receiving water body, the Savannah River. Flushing the toilet and any water discharged from an appliance that leaves the home enters into a vast network of pipes and lift stations. This network consists of 853 miles of gravity-fed and forced wastewater mains and 195 lift stations. The water flowing through these mains is broken down and mixed together. On entering the plant, this water is called influent. Influent is a slurry of wastewater, 98% water and 2%, which consists of human waste, dirt, sand, food waste, fats, oils, grease, and debris. Savannah's wastewater is a combination of organic waste, including substantial amounts of organic industrial waste, such as vegetable and fruit packing, dairy processing, oil, paper, and wood fiber. The other elements of Savannah's wastewater includes inorganic, including mineral content, and thermal and radioactive waste. Wastewater can contain items harmful to the treatment process, equipment, and staff. Items such as bottles, rocks, jewelry, needles, etc. can cause malfunction. Therefore, the first step in the treatment process is the removal of these items by the bar screens. The influent passes through the bars of the screen. The raking mechanism travels down and rakes the material from the bars. The influent then flows to an aerated chamber which utilizes centrifugal forces to remove various items known as grit. Grit includes things such as sand and eggshell. Next, the influent flows to the primary clarifiers. The clarifiers slow the speed of the wastewater so that particles will either settle to the bottom or float. Floatables are the fats, oils, and grease. This primary treatment is very efficient at removing settleable solids and scum or floatable solids. It is not, however, capable of removing lighter suspended solids or dissolved solids called colloids. In order to remove the colloids, the wastewater undergoes a secondary treatment. This secondary treatment involves the addition of microorganisms into the system. The mass of microbes that is added to the wastewater is called activated sludge. The microbes, that are affectionately called bugs, need a steady supply of oxygen and food. Aeration provides the oxygen. The food is the organic matter in wastewater. The bugs break the matter into carbon dioxide, water, sulfates, and nitrate compounds like ammonia. It is extremely efficient and averages a 90% removal of all suspended solids and biochemical oxygen demand, or BOD. Once this biological process is completed, the wastewater is routed to a secondary settling tank to separate the bugs from the water. The bugs that settle out in the final clarifiers are in a slowed state due to the lack of oxygen and their recent consumption of food. They are quickly returned to the aeration tank. The remaining water is clear and ready to be disinfected and used for irrigation. This water is called reclaimed water. The use of reclaimed water is required for all coastal counties in Georgia due to saltwater intrusion into one of our drinking water sources, the Floridan Aquifer. The use of reclaimed water for irrigation is a great way to protect water resources. Prior to water being discharged into the Savannah River as effluent, it is disinfected with chlorine. Chlorine substantially reduces the presence of pathogens and bacteria. Chlorination remains the most common form of wastewater disinfection due to its low cost and long-term history of effectiveness. Another common method of disinfection, which is used at the city's Crossroads Water Reclamation Facility, is ultraviolet light. After disinfection, the water is ready to be released into the river. The goal of the treatment process is to remove as much of the floating and biodegradable pollutants and disease-causing agents in wastewater as possible to minimize the risks to public health and the impact on our environment. The President Street Water Reclamation Facility's effluent exceeds state and federal requirements. This facility and its staff have been awarded the Gold Award every year for the past 5 years by the Georgia Association of Water Professionals. We are proud to serve our citizens and protect our environment by taking in water that's been used, cleaning it up, and returning it to be used again.